what's going on, everybody? So I just wanted to make this video and give my personal opinions on Wizard101 and just the current state of the game right now in 2021, some issues that I've encountered throughout this game, and what I think about this game going forward. So to begin, I've basically been playing Wizard101 almost my entire childhood. Ever since I was a kid, I would hop on a quest with my friends, explore, and of course, attend school tower parties. However, I quit this game around 2010, and like many others, I came back around during the COVID period. And immediately after playing this game, after who knows how many years, the nostalgia of this game really hits hard. From the original theme for meeting and fighting Malistaire again, there was just so much more to do in this game that it reminded me a lot of my childhood. However, I did notice that after like a prolonged break that this game was a lot different from what I remembered it was. So there are more areas than just Wizard City through Dragonspire, which is basically the first arc. When I came back, there were 2 more arcs to play through. There are also, of course, more quests to do. There are stat changes, such as you can now be able to crit now, and pets did more than just look cool. When I came back to this game, I noticed that there are still a lot of issues that still existed before and still exist now. And this may seem pretty obvious, but the paywall is one of the biggest issues in Wizard101. After starting playing this game for only around like 30 minutes to an hour, the issue is that you simply won't be able to progress in this game until you purchase a membership. So honestly, in my personal opinion, I feel like this paywall is way too soon, and it should not be in the game at where it's at. So by this I mean is that this game has been out for around like what 11 to 12 years. I feel like they can at least make the first area of the game free, like Trident Avenue or Firecat Alley and Cyclops Lane, and this will allow newer players to actually experience what Wizard101 actually has to offer. Or better yet, you could just make the first entire arc free, so basically Wizard City through Dragonspire, and it will give players more of a chance to play this game and see if they actually like it before purchasing a membership. Now, I feel like another issue in this game is the combat system itself. I just believe the combat system is just outdated, especially with its turn-based combat. So in essence, I feel like every battle is kind of the same and it's kind of brainless. It's all a copy and pasta. All you have to do is blade, feint, use a large AoE, and then you repeat this for literally the entirety of the game. Now, this may not seem bad at first, but doing the same thing over and over again gets really competitive. King's Isle has combated this is by adding bosses that have cheats, and even then, the cheats with these bosses aren't even that unique, and I find the cheats to be more of an inconvenience, basically. For instance, maybe a boss doesn't allow you to use any blades, so the best solution is basically to use traps instead, or you can protect your blades. So you can kind of see with that example, it's kind of like more of an inconvenience. Other than that, I feel like every other fight is essentially still the same thing. Now, the biggest sin in this game is definitely the amount of monetization it has. Simply put, the packs in this game is a scam. So each time you open a pack, there's actually no guarantee that you're going to get what you want, even after like 10 pulls, 100 pulls, or even 1,000 pulls. So if you were trying to pull like, let's say a Gocha mount from a Gocha Horde pack, most likely you're still not going to get what you want due to bad RNG and the probabilities being against you. Now, an easy solution to this is basically to have King's Isle actually have maybe like a pity system, but I doubt that's ever going to happen. Or they can actually have a probability right next to the drops and see how likely it is for you to actually get an item. Now, if you actually finish the main story quest, you quickly realize that there isn't really much of an endgame. The only endgame there really is, if you can consider it an endgame, is basically PvP. However, with the current state that PvP is in, I just don't think you should probably avoid it at all costs. It seems like the meta is currently changing basically every single week. There's changes that developers have added to PvP that a lot of community members have found that they didn't like or wasn't necessary at all. And of course, we're still stuck in 4th Age PvP, and it's been like a couple years, and I'm not too sure when 5th Age PvP is going to be around anytime soon. Also, it's become evident that this game is becoming more pay to win, especially with its PvP gear being locked behind packs. I still feel like Wizard101 is still a great game, but at the current state that it's at, I simply don't see myself playing for much longer. Yes, this game has a lot of pros to it, but I feel like the cons of playing this game simply outweigh the benefits of it. From its monetization issues, the combat system, and its endgame, I just feel like there simply isn't enough to do, or there's not really enough satisfying enjoyment of this game. Anyways, these are just my personal opinions. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, it helps a ton. Thanks.